it was exactly the same judge in this case, right? That allowed a child rapist to go free, yet banged up an army veteran as a political prisoner. And I'm happy to defend these people. You know, everyone that's been banged up recently, I don't think they should have been pleading guilty. And my heart breaks for them, actually, because they've given the activist judiciary exactly what they want. But I understand as well the really quite precarious position that this places people in, not just financially, but with the rest of their lives. So I understand that. These are just ordinary people. But I said, how can a soldier suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder be imprisoned for online posts while a convicted predator avoids jail due to overcrowding? Britain's justice system has lost the plot. I could have said something a lot stronger than that, I'll tell you that. But this is on my Substack. And this guy here, so this is him. He served in Afghanistan. He is a former veteran of this country. He's from Wales. And his name, and I hope I don't butcher his name, but it's Darren Williams. It's not that hard to pronounce, actually. I don't know why I assumed it was more Welsh than that, but you get my drift. He was given a 2-year sentence. So again, I reiterate, this is the same judge that allowed someone who had breached the terms of their sentence, who had been raped children, according to the law. This guy's been slapped. Darren has the 2-year sentence instead of this other guy. He posted on Facebook. Now, what he said was on Facebook was, "I'm racist as fuck, only to those who disrespect society." And I said, hang on a minute, because taken in context, this could mean simply that he's sick to death of those who flout the rules, right? Illegal immigrants, thugs, anyone else who turns up to cause chaos instead of actually contributing to society in the way in which we've described. That's, I don't think, a shocking position. And especially after he posted it after the Southport massacre, in which young little girls were brutally murdered. Now, wanting to deport those who come here illegally, who abuse our hospitality, I don't think that's racism. I think that's common sense. But in this climate of ours, it's become a crime to actually even suggest that the UK should have standards or enforce its laws. And they also mentioned, which I found really extraordinary, that it was his attendance at a Tommy Robinson rally, which, by the way, me and Chloe were at. So are we, if we ever say anything wrong online, are we going to have that as a mitigating factor against our names, that we get locked in the slammer? It was the attendance at that rally, at that event, that was an important mitigating factor. And she led off this rapist and she cited overcrowding as the reason for letting him off. Yet a veteran suffering PTSD banged up for venting online. What does that say about our priorities as a country? That we prioritize banging up people like Darren instead of those who have breached the terms of their agreement when they were released from prison for a rape charge, especially one involving children. Are you as outraged by this as I was last night when I was sat furiously typing away at this? I mean, Eunice, I'll start with you first of all. It's just, I would describe this man as a political prisoner. I'm sorry, I would.
Yeah. And look, the thing is, Winston Marshall, I think he went on the Gutfeld show on Fox News, and then he pointed to this very exact fact that we are releasing rapists, we are releasing murderers, and some people, they reoffended on the same day they were released. Literally reoffended on the same day they were released, and they were filling our prisons with people that made, reposted a meme or put an X post, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. And this is the thing. Look, I was going to give a speech at the Tommy Robinson rally, and now looking back at it in hindsight, I'm like, God, good. Maybe the fact that I missed it is a good thing, because who knows? The fact that I gave a speech on the Tommy Robinson rally could have been used against me. I could have been taken to court. Who knows? And I was going to be very, 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 very critical of Keir Starmer in my speech, actually. And so maybe the fact that he didn't get back to me was a good thing. But at the end of the day, this shouldn't happen in the a first world country. This should not happen in a free society. This should not happen in a free speech society. And I was actually going to interview Winston Marshall today, and I was going to ask him about the exact same thing. So hopefully it comes on tomorrow, and we'll see.
Well, we'll look forward to that. Elliot,
Yeah.
where are you at on this? I mean, are you of the view that actually, first of all, this would never happen in the United States of America because of their free speech amendments? But I mean, even in the likes of France, I think you would find that the Front National or anyone associated with the likes of those would be able to say something like this without having attended a Front National rally or something being used as a mitigating factor for a Facebook post after a little girl had just been murdered.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, the first thing that I thought when I read that tweet was that it was tweeted in an ironic way. You know, it's clear that it's a humorous tweet, right? It's taking the mickey out of the fact that everyone gets called a racist nowadays, and that's the sort of vibe that he's putting in his tweet. Okay, well, maybe it's poorly worded, sorry, but you know, can you really start jailing people for tweeting things? I don't think so, especially when releasing rapists. And even people who are committing, you know, GBH and stuff like that as well. And like Eunice said, some of them were reoffending on the same day. We saw videos of them coming out of prison with like bottles of champagne, luxury rental cars. So yeah, this guy is clearly a political prisoner. And no, I don't think, you know, in France or in America you would be in this situation at all. And I think that just shows how far gone this country is going at the moment, and it has to change very fast.
Yeah. I mean, Chloe, on that point that I mentioned there, we did go and cover the rally together. And, the fact that attendance of that rally is now used as a mitigating factor to bang people up for being angry about the Southport, what happened in Southport, which we're obviously not allowed to talk about anymore. But, the fact of the matter is that this country does not have freedom of expression if you can bang someone up for one, attending a rally, two, posting a post which could have been, as Elliott says, meant as irony or meant as whatever else. But by the way, even if it wasn't meant ironically, I don't think you should be in prison for it, right? I'm just
No,
going
I
to
don't
say it. I
think so
don't think you
either.
should be in prison
No,
for it.
but I think
And
even though,
and thirdly, Chloe, the fact of the matter is that the streets are not safe because we're not banging up people that should actually be in prison, but instead we're making these people, such as Daffron, who served this country more than any bloody politician or activist member of the judiciary, and this is the way we treat them. I find it
I mean,
appalling.
I mean, this is beyond belief. I mean, I could not believe that, Darren, when you read out that the fact that he was at a Tommy Robinson rally was taken into account,
Yeah.
potentially increased his sentence, or is what, tipped him over the edge to give him the sentence and put him in prison in the first place. That is actually terrifying. Like, anyone who's thinking, oh, we could in the future be in a place where there's no, where that we've lost free speech in Britain. No, I genuinely feel now like we've lost it. This is genuinely insane. It is terrifying, and it means that we're all terrified to say what we want online. And as Elliot has pointed out, that was a jokey post, right? He's pointing out the fact that you get called racist if you make a comment about anybody who's, say, got, a different color skin, right? So if I say, oh, that woman was rude to me, right? And it just so happens that she was a black woman, in today's society, they'll say, you're racist, you said that because of the color of your skin. And you're like, no, because they're rude, right? And he's pointing out in this post, as Elliot said, maybe it could have been better worded, right? He's pointing out, yeah, I don't like people who break the rules, who jump the queue. And I can't remember the exact words of it, right? Just like how anyone with white skin, I wouldn't like them if they break the rules, they jump the queue, they break the law, right? It goes for everyone, and I think that is the point that he's trying to make there. And if a judge can't see that, I'm sorry, but they are just thick. And I do wonder with the police, like, why are they doing this? Why are they going after people? Do they genuinely believe that this speech has to be stopped and it's a danger to society? Or are they going after these people because it's easy, it's easier than going after proper crime? So they just think, I want an easy shift today, so I'm going to go after some veteran with PTSD who posted on Facebook because I can just, sit in my office and search his Facebook rather than go after burglars and people running around London with zombie knives. I just genuinely wonder what's going through their heads. But I mean, as you say, this would never happen in America. And yeah, I'm an American citizen, and I've often thought, might not bother keeping the citizenship. I want to live in Britain. I don't think I'm ever going to live over there. But now I'm thinking I'm going to be clutching onto my passport very, very dearly, because I may need to call the US embassy if I get pulled into a police station for something I write online. It could happen at any moment.
I didn't know that about you, but what a blessing that is to have, because the rest of us are, me and, well, actually, Elliott, I don't know if I should say this, Elliott, but you have nationality of a different country as well. John, don't you?
Eunice will be asking for Iran to take him back at this rate.
Yeah, Darren, you'll be left here on your own.
I think I'll get hanged if I go back.
There might be more free speech in Iran at the rate it's going.
And I'll be here.
Everything I've said, it's not a good idea.
Well, look,
we're all ditching you, Darren. Sorry.
Yes, I know you are, and look, I'm going to be here with the new Ayatollahs. That's the problem. Yeah. My friends, if you're still watching, thank you very much. And I've got a request for you. Thanks to viewers like you, Recent UK, we're on a roll. We're standing up to the woke brigade and championing British pride, especially for the next generation. We're one of the only voices out there that are actually targeting young Brits, seeking to wake them up from this lefty fog and reminding them of what it means to be British. And here's the deal. I want us to go further than that. I want to see Reasoned take on the mainstream left-wing media, a dominant culture here in Britain. We're aiming to expand with more presenters, with hard-hitting documentaries, with live events, with crash courses, the lot. But for that, we need you. We're picking one day to fundraise for this next level project, and that's where you at home come in. We're asking if you'd sign up to share our fundraiser link with your friends and networks on the big day itself. It's a small ask with the potential for a massive impact. Plus, the top fundraisers, you'll bag yourself exclusive goodies and a chance to meet some very special guests, VIPs. More importantly, you'll be standing with us, rallying young Brits to the values that make this country great, as much as the left try and destroy it. So if you're in, click the Google form in the description below, drop in your details, and I'll be in touch. Cheers very much. Let's make it happen together.